Hey, this is Ruth Hartunian-Allenbaugh, otherwise known as Ravings and Cravings. Happy to be with you tonight, this Monday after my birthday weekend, where I turned a royal whopping 64, and I'm not ashamed of that. Grateful to be here. Thank you for being with me tonight. I'm here with Danielle Fontaine, who's the owner and operator with her husband Jeff of the Brooklyn Country View restaurant. We're going to get to that, but I'm going to recognize Elm Package Store for sponsoring the program, and thank you to WILI for letting me do this. Thank you to Matt Rubar for his amazing technical abilities that make us all sound good. And actually, you do make us look good because you do the YouTube thing, so, it's all good, right?
Anytime, Ruth.
All right. So, Danielle, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you for having me.
Where shall we begin? Let us begin with the name, the address, the hours, and the phone number of the business. Let's get all that out there.
Okay, Country View Restaurant in Brooklyn, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
We are at 170 South Street, and we are open every day except Tuesday and Wednesday.
Oh, Tuesday and Wednesday.
We're closed Tuesday, Wednesday. A lot of area restaurants are closed on Monday, so we opted to be closed Tuesday, Wednesday. We're open 6 to 2.
That's a good idea.
6 a.m. to 2 p.m.
6 a.m.
Yep.
Do you take reservations at all?
We do not. We seat first come, first serve.
Right, and let us talk about that because people need to have the info up front if they come visit you.
Yeah.
I call your restaurant a destination because if something is a destination, you stay, you linger, you hang out. Mm-hmm. I was there recently and I waited for, I think, well over an hour.
Thank you for waiting.
And, I knew that it would be worth it. But there are things to do while you wait. So talk about those things, and then we'll talk about food.
So lots to do while you wait. We have a antique shop upstairs above the waiting room. Records, CDs, quilts, lots of cool things upstairs, lots of findings. We have a driving range right outside, which is open year-round.
Golf.
You can buy a bucket of balls and whack them out there. And also we have a game room with puzzles, lots of things, lots of games, chess and checkers and books and magazines, and people just sit and hang out while they're waiting.
So bring your family, bring your friends. Be prepared to relax.
Yes, big waiting room.
Big wait. And you do have outdoor seating, so as things get nicer as far as weather, right? We can go outside and eat.
Yes, we actually just put on a brand new covered porch.
Nice.
And we're going to really enjoy using that this spring and summer. It'll be our first time with it. We had a deck before. We had to take it down. It wasn't safe anymore, and people just couldn't wait for us to put a new one up. So that'll be really nice.
So how long have you been owners of the Brooklyn Country View?
Since 2009. So we're going on our 16th year. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is no easy feat.
Yeah. It's been quite a journey. Quite a journey.
What have you loved about that journey? What have you loved?
I think the best thing is that we serve our community, and we love people, and we're very fortunate to have 10 family members work for us. We have a total of 16 staff, and we couldn't do it without one of them. They all are wonderful people, very welcoming, and everyone connects with different people. That's what's kind of fun. I have a sister who's like really kooky, and she connects with people that I'm not sure how to connect with. And my mom is up in the antique shop, and she just loves talking to everyone. And between all of us, my husband, who runs the show, we all offer something to everyone. So it's really, really wonderful.
So in a way, you're like people pieces of a puzzle.
We kind of are, yeah.
Because every piece is uniquely shaped, and you each are uniquely bringing something to the table. But the food is all the same.
Yeah, the food is like what draws people to us. Of course, yeah.
And speaking of food, so she brought something in, and I'm going to show it to the YouTube people tell people what this is. I'm gonna just hold this up so that Matt can see this.
I brought Ruth a piece of our homemade maple bread pudding. Now, of course, this isn't the way we would present it to you if you were to come to our restaurant, but it is homemade maple bread pudding, and we serve it as a dessert with whipped cream warmed up, and we also serve it rolled inside crepes, and that is one of our most popular sweet things on our menu.
I've never seen. I ordered that.
Yeah, I know you did. I remember.
I was like, I have to get. When I look at a menu, I have learned this the hard way. I consistently ask first before I start looking at a menu, because for me it's like homework. I ask, what don't you have on the menu? Because without fail, I will order that. After I've looked, so I'm like, okay, what don't you have? So my friend and I got the crepes with the maple.
Yeah.
And I know it's cold now. I understand that, but it is incredibly tasty. And I mean, bread pudding it's a humble thing, but it's the ultimate in comfort food. So what made you decide to put bread pudding on your menu? Because I don't know anyone else who does that.
That is a really good question. When we first started running our restaurant, we did dinner as well. So we had to have some desserts for dinner, and we decided bread ends were very available. Of course, that's why bread pudding exists. So we started making bread pudding with raisins, with the bread ends. And when people would eat their bread pudding, we found a pile of raisins on their plate when they were done. So
that would have been me.
The raisins were out. But then my husband took it up a notch and started finding this really good maple bread, which we also have on our menu as a French toast item. And so once he started utilizing this bread as a French toast, he said, boy, the bread pudding would be so good if we made it with this maple bread.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
No longer just a bread end item on the menu. Now we use the good bread to make this bread pudding. He thought it would be a good thing. Yeah.
Instead of it being an afterthought, it is now a star of the show kind of thing.
It is, yeah.
It's wonderful, and I could eat the whole thing. And Matt, I did offer it to Matt, but I guess I'm going to take it home for myself today, huh? All right.
I should have brought more.
That's all right.
No, it's okay. I mean, sometimes we share and sometimes we don't, so it's all right. Talk about some of the other things that are on your menu that people should know about, because it's an extensive menu.
Yeah.
And to do that many things in the amount of space that you have, with all the people in there, all the people waiting, all the kids that are crying, all that stuff. It's quite a fun thing, though.
Yeah. So our menu is pretty interesting. We offer a humongous breakfast menu with eggs Benedict, so many omelets, really crazy stuff, really good. One item I mentioned earlier, a piggy mac and cheese omelet, which is pulled pork and homemade mac and cheese.
In the omelet?
In the omelet, yeah. That's a real good one. We have a taco omelet. It looks like a big salad coming to the table.
So like even the greens of the taco salad are in the...
The omelet itself has the meat and the cheese and the nacho chips on top. It's got shredded lettuce, tomato, salsa, sour cream, and it comes with home fries and toast on the side. It is to die for. But there's so many good things. Then you can build your omelet whatever you like. Then, of course, the specialties, the beautiful beef tips and eggs, homemade sausage and biscuits and gravy, and then all the sweet stuff, big pancakes. Our pancakes are 12 inches.
Yeah, they're as big as your plates.
They're humongous.
And one is enough for like 4 people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And people do that all the time. They'll order a meal, and then they'll order a pancake for the table, and they slice it up like a pizza, and it's really cool to share.
I see a loaded mashed potato Benedict. So what's in that one?
So good. So we take homemade mashed potatoes and make them into patties, sort of, grill them and get them a little brown and crusty. And those are on an English muffin with bacon, 4 slices of big, beautiful bacon. The 2 poached eggs topped with hollandaise sauce and then finished with some cheddar cheese and scallions, and it is so good. It's probably my favorite.
So what about people who have dietary challenges? Can they find something to eat there at your Brooklyn Country View restaurant?
Oh, yes, all the time. We have gluten-free toast, which we can make into gluten-free French toast. And then a lot of people that come who are vegan can still find things on our menu. I have girls who will order. We have beautiful home fries. They're hand cut, grilled, and seasoned.
They have the skins on them too, right? Aren't
Yes.
they the red potatoes?
Not red. Nope. We use a russet potato.
The russet, but they have the skins on it, right?
They have the skins, but they're so perfectly cooked. And so a lot of people who have these restrictions will order home fries. They're cooked in oil. And they'll order grilled vegetables. We have fresh everything. Fresh green peppers. Too? Yep. Green peppers, onions, mushrooms, tomatoes, baby spinach, and fresh broccoli. Ooh. So any vegetable can be grilled with just oil, olive oil, if someone requests that. And so, there's plenty, and the portions are humongous. So whatever you order, you're not gonna leave hungry. There's no way.
Do you have any special things on the menu that you like to order or eat when you're hungry?
Yeah, well, our corned beef is amazing. We make a lot of corned beef. Yes, so we trim all the extra fat off, and we serve a really choice serving of corned beef as a side option, or it's in a few of our menu items. We have a corned beef Reuben omelet, and it's our homemade corned beef with sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing, and Swiss cheese, and it is so good. The corned beef just melts in your mouth. And we do it other ways on the menu, too.
I see also, too, I didn't realize this, but you do have a full bar on site,
We sure do. Yep, we have a full bar, serve lots of mimosas and Bloody Marys, and a lot of drinks that we make. Our signature Country View iced coffee has Screwball peanut butter whiskey, vodka, Bailey's, and Kahlua.
All four.
All four. It's our version of
Would you drink
It's our version of a Long Island iced tea, but it's a Country View iced coffee, and so it has those four alcohol with iced coffee, and then whipped cream and chocolate drizzle on top, and that's a real popular thing on our menu. And then I didn't mention lunch, but we do have a full
Tell
menu.
us about lunch.
Lunch menu during the week. On the weekend, just a sandwich menu, but on the weekdays, we do have like fish and chips and fried scallops, French fries, onion rings, burgers, chicken sandwiches, and salads. So there's a lot to offer.
And is lunch at a certain time?
11 to 2,
11 to 2.
Monday, Thursday, and Friday.
Okay. And what about those biscuits? Tell me about your biscuits.
So the biscuits and gravy is probably one of the most popular dishes we serve. The sausage gravy is like a country gravy. It's kind of like a white cream with lots of sausage, ground sausage, and served over 2 biscuits along with 2 eggs.
I had those too.
Yeah.
And I think we also had a pancake. It was only 2 of us, but we went home with enough food for like at least 2 more meals after everything was said and done.
Yeah.
So, service was great. You know, the coffee cup was full all the time, not to the point where it was annoying. You know, sometimes servers are a little overzealous and they just bother you so much. You know, you hardly get the food in your mouth and they're all like asking you what you want. Yeah. You guys have your timing down really well.
Thank you.
What do you think has contributed to the longevity of your business? What is it? Do you think that is there some magic somewhere, something?
Well, you know, just real people, real food. You know, we don't cut corners on our portions, and we hand select everything we use, and we try to stick with. My husband's so big on, you know, things being the same every time people come.
Consistency. Yeah.
Consistency is such a key, and I think that's the foundation of how, you know, our business grew. Was all of that.
And were you doing like restaurant stuff before these 16 years since 2009? Were you doing that before?
Well, I was not. I was running something out, doing something else, and so my husband started as a dishwasher at a local restaurant to where he lived, and learned to, you know, made his way through the business and learned to prep and cook. And every time throughout his careers of different jobs he had, he would always end up back in the restaurant. He tried other jobs, actually has a bone disease and had to have his hips replaced, was told he needed to do sit-down work. So he went to training and became a dispatcher and dispatched in a few different locations. And, you know, even though he was told he should not be doing heavy labor and standing a lot. He just couldn't help himself. He just ended up back in the restaurant.
He just loves it too much, huh?
Yeah, and it's just what he's meant to do.
Tell us again the name of the restaurant, the address, the phone number, the hours. Oh, I thought Matt was waving his arms, telling me it was almost time. Oh, good. I'm going to just ignore you. If I ignore you, I get to have more time, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, okay. My peripheral vision is not functioning really well today. Okay,
So,
go ahead.
Brooklyn's Country View Restaurant, 170 South Street, Brooklyn, Connecticut, just off 2 miles off of Route 6. And our phone number is 860-774-1200. We don't do a lot of takeout. Only early morning you can catch us for takeout, sometimes weekdays. But once we get busy and we have a wait, we really have to serve the people who are at our door. But we do our best to accommodate takeout food. Yeah.
How would you describe the vibe in your restaurant? I tried to do it a little bit, but how would you describe the vibe of what people would see when they came in?
Well, a lot of people compliment the plants. We have a lot to look at.
There are a
right?
lot of plants.
Yeah,
it's
kind of like overdone maybe, but it's really wonderful and welcoming, and people love the atmosphere. It's comfortable. We play really great oldies, and
yes, I knew all the songs that were played on the sound system.
People love the music. We keep it pretty chilled and pretty comfortable, warm, and good people, good food.
And actually, in a world that is so in a hurry,
Yeah.
it is so nice to be able to just sit down and be with somebody that you hopefully like, or with a bunch of people that you like, and to not feel like someone wants to get you out of there for the next people, that you seat them. So there's that kind of vibe where you can just linger and you can enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and it is challenging because sometimes you have people really linger and you start getting anxious, and we try to do these cues, like, okay, we love you. We love you so much.
But there's 50 people out there that are hungry.
Yeah, and I don't, and because of the way that the restaurant is, you don't see those people waiting. You're sitting there enjoying yourself, and until you leave and see the mob of people in the waiting room, you don't realize, because we don't want you to feel that way. We want you to feel like you can linger and.
Yeah. Well, and I went up into where the antiques are in the upper level of the building while I was waiting, and if you do that, I think there's that little thingy that buzzes when it's your turn.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, we have the guest pagers.
Whatever those are called.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about losing your place.
Right. Yep. Those are wonderful.
So I didn't know that was your mom. Likely that was your mom that was there when I was looking around, but I was like noticing not only antique things, but also like kind of funky things.
Yeah.
And very unique things. And I think, for people who are looking for interesting gifts and stuff like that, it's a lovely place to go.
Thank you.
Nice to walk around up there. I think it's only stairs, right, that get you up there?
Yes. Unfortunately, we wanted an elevator, just not big enough. But yeah, there's a big wide staircase leading upstairs. Yes. And my mom will post pictures on Facebook, and
okay.
Yeah, we've had people come and say, hey, I saw something. I saw a picture. Do you still have the item? They'll call and ask.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we can make arrangements to getting things to people if
good.
they can't go
That's
upstairs.
Nice. And I think the lower level is accessible, because I think I remember seeing a ramp, right?
Yes, it is definitely wheelchair accessible.
There you go. All right.
Yes, and there are 2 entry doors, so you can use the ramp or the steps to come in, and we try to be as accommodating as we can. That's something we added during COVID. We did not have handicap accessibility.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and during COVID, we had a solid month we closed, and we had bought the restaurant, so now we could invest into it, and that was one of the first things we did, was to add that.
Well, that's a blessing, so that no one gets left out of enjoying a dining experience.
It's a humongous blessing. The first time someone came in with a wheelchair, I honestly had tears in my eyes. I was so happy. And I have a friend who has a wheelchair, and it was the first time he could come in after we added that ramp, so it was really special. But yeah. Yep.
So that building is next to a golf ball driving range.
Yes.
And the building has kind of an interesting history. How old is that thing?
The house that our restaurant is in was built in 1790.
Oof.
Yep. And then it evolved slowly. In the late 50s, the people who owned the house, the Rice family, they had horses.
Oh,
they
Colin?
had horses in their barn that is on the property across the street, and but they had a big interest in golf, and they turned that property into a golf course and driving range. Yep, and it was called Juniper Hill at the time, I believe. It's been a few names. Then it became the Brooklyn Country Club, and then it was still the Brooklyn Country Club with Brooklyn's Country View restaurant in the building, and so now the golf course is no longer there, but the driving range is now part of Brooklyn Country View restaurant and driving range. Yeah.
Is there anything coming up that you want to notify the public about? Anything new? Anything
yes.
not so new? Something?
Well, the deck is new. A lot of customers may not know it's there yet because we just put it on in November.
Oh, there we go.
So they'll be really happy to see that we've rebuilt the deck and for outdoor dining. And one thing to mention that I can think of is Easter is coming, and we are open on Easter Sunday.
Really?
Yep. It's actually a slow Sunday.
Is it?
The slowest Sunday of our whole year.
I'm surprised.
I know, but it's catching on, and each year it gets a little busier.
So do you have a fixed menu on that day, or what do you do?
Nope. We use our full big menu.
Full menu.
Yep.
Okay. All
yep.
right.
And we do large parties. It's not easy, but we accommodate up to 15, sometimes 20 people. Although we don't take reservations, and so when you come with a large party, you may have to wait, but most people are waiting for their table, whether you're a party of 2 or a party of 15. You're waiting sometimes up to 2 hours on a holiday. So
I didn't see you, Matt.
It's all right. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Now he has to say it. Now I have to be bound to that. If someone's waiting and they have kids, could they bring like a game to play outside while they're waiting?
Oh.
Or do you prefer like not that?
Yeah,
I know you already have stuff.
Yeah, we haven't really probably had that because there's so much to do. The games in the waiting room and the puzzles to do, and we do have what's it called? Cornhole.
Yeah, so that's outside though,
yeah,
right?
we do set up cornhole on nice days.
So there's stuff to do outside.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Because on a nice day, like who wants to be
Sure.
indoors, especially with small children?
Yeah.
Who are usually noisy or cranky or hungry. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I have to wrap things up here, Danielle. So I'm here with Danielle Fontaine. She and her husband, Jeff. They're owners and operators of the Brooklyn Country View restaurant in, I should say, Brooklyn, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Okay, so like don't be thinking you need to go to New York. It's like 20 minutes from Willimantic. It's not that far a drive. It's beautiful out there. I would encourage you to go, and if you go, if you invite me to come with you, I certainly wouldn't mind coming along and trying something else on your menu. So thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you for the maple bread pudding, which
Yes.
I will get to take home. Thank you very much. So this is Ruth Hartunian Allenbaugh. I am signing off here, Ravings and Cravings on Good Company, WILI.